So, we just got out of executive session. We got stuff here. There's more paperwork stuff. This was the Victacular license. Yeah. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Close?
Yeah.
So this is just a letter that's saying at this time the town of Lebanon does not issue a Victacular licenses. If it's changed in the future, we will contact you. Because I guess Melanie Fulcher needed something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
I didn't think it was required by law anymore. I think we had this conversation, but I don't.
I mean, I looked. There are some ordinances that are out there. I don't think it's required that we have it, but there are some towns that do have it.
Yeah.
But a lot of them have
state. I don't think you have to.
A lot of them have state requirements, anyways.
Yeah. So that's fine. Yeah.
She had this. Do you want? This was the pricing of the newsletters. Did you? She had that.
Yeah, I just was. Okay. Yeah, we had talked about that. Okay. Yeah, and she got all that stuff. Okay, yeah. I don't think we're at the final for that, but.
Did you want in with that yet? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Right.
We'll just keep that there. All right, you want to put this back? It's already signed.
Yep. And then this was from Dale, but I didn't want to have us sign it. That's for the election workers, whatever that we have to do.
Must have pointed on number. Yeah, yeah.
I don't like doing that kind of stuff without you.
The worker agreement. Oh, this provides a position. Yes. Okay. Unenrolled. I would like to look into something first because there's obviously a family member here.
Okay.
So I would just like to,
Okay. Yeah, I thought I noticed that too.
Not that I care, but I just know for a fact has been brought up against other clerks to have family members. So that would be my concern.
Okay.
That's the only thing. So
nope, that's fine.
If we can just wait on that, and we can look in our
that's why
in our
I
policy,
want you part of this,
our policy that we have about family members, and I'm just saying it was brought up against other people in that position. So that would be my only issue. Not that I have an issue with the person. That's not.
Yeah, no, I hear. So personnel policy, we had amended.
Yes.
Basically, we needed it to.
Do you have the official copy? You guys fixed
this is the one. This is the one.
What page was it? Can you go to the page?
This doesn't have. This isn't the marked up one. Is that the marked up one?
Yes, but that's the official one.
Right.
Okay. Because I know we had the little lines and stuff. It was about.
We basically just.
It was the vacation.
It was the vacation stuff accruing versus.
We had to fix that.
A lump sum. We were trying to accrue it based on when they started instead of the lump sum at the beginning of the year. But that's a union contract thing, so we had to revert back to the way it was.
Yeah. So yes, that's what it was. It's measured by yes.
So.
Yes, that's what it was.
So it's a minor.
That we couldn't change that as of yet.
So I make a motion to amend the personnel policy.
Yeah. Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yep.
Yeah. And then he'll have to pass that one out to everybody. Okay, so I'll get rid of this so we don't get all mixed up. So I think this is the one with all the numbers, correct numbers, is that right?
Yeah, it's the one that Jordan just printed out.
Okay, so this has the numbers we're working with currently, or what's been approved, I guess, or, okay, or so it's kind of approved.
Alright, that's that. And the only other thing she had was, this is about the bridge replacement.
Is that,
National Historic Preservation Act, seeking information.
is that for, what bridge?
That's the new dam bridge.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's just if we had, is considered a consulting party and will receive National Registry eligibility and determination. So it's just if we have any comments, I think, we can take a look at that. And
okay.
so that's the application to become a consulting party. So I gotta look at a little bit more, but that's,
okay.
That's that.
Yeah.
So then this was her referendum thing that we needed.
Yeah, that we just kind of were.
So that's that. All right. Do you want to just work our way down through the budget? So you want to do that first? Do it that way?
Sure. Well, yeah, just so we know where
just
we're
so
kind
where
of
we
at.
know if there's any changes or.
Yeah.
So general government.
Yeah.
I think the only changes from the original one, I already gave these to the budget committee, was the software annual license fees of $22,400.
Okay, 22,440.
Yeah, $22,440,
okay, yeah.
And then the $200 for the shredding was added in.
Yeah.
So that bottom line was $413,382.
Okay, and I think the mix-up is because ACO. Oh no, that doesn't. Oh, that's not what I have though.
Where's your bottom line? Oh, that's probably your both. Okay, so then if I go plus elections is 15,954. So bottom is 429,336.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so in last year it was 42269. I don't know if you have that. Oh no,
I'm
no,
showing
no.
418,957.
I forgot. This says manager. This says committee. So it's the same.
Yeah, so that's up about
Okay.
10,000, which is about 2.5%.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So that's not that bad.
It's not.
ACO.
Yeah.
Is bottom line is 21,230, which is down $500 from the previous year.
Okay.
Legal is 38,000,
Which is down
10.
Yep.
Insurance. So this one, I don't know if you have the real numbers because we just did this.
I don't.
So the insurance, we did 20,000 for workers' comp.
20,000.
So that's down like 16,000.
Yeah, because they said that would keep going down. Yep.
We left it at 93 for health.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't know what else you can do.
Liability, we went to 24,500.
24,500. Yep.
Bond insurance, 1,750. Unemployment down to 8,000.
Yep. Okay. All right.
And main retirement at 27,026.
27,026 for a total of
174,276.
So that went down.
So that's down almost 15,000.
Awesome. Now, did you get those numbers from?
These are all from Mike, our new Mike.
Yeah.
Was here for the budget committee.
Oh, good.
So I was able to get him here, so that way if they could ask any questions, it wasn't a.
Yeah, good.
So that helped to
Oh, awesome.
stop that. So I mean, I'll do that from now on. So that worked out well. So between him and Jordan, because Jordan did like the main PERS number. So
awesome.
We may have to take that main retirement up a little bit, especially because that's based on wages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because if we do something with the new code enforcement, then that may go up.
Okay.
Because I forget what he used. I think he might have only used 50,000.
Okay. Yeah.
Is what Jordan used, so we may have to bump that here.
Okay.
So next is county tax, but
we don't
have a number yet.
Well, and we don't. That's not a problem.
I'm throwing just a number in there of 300,000 just so I can have an idea of when I look at the whole thing to see what.
Yeah.
Mapping is gone.
Yep.
So then you got dispatch.
Yeah.
Which is basically that's there's a 2 point. So it's the bottom line is 58,304.
Yep, that's what I have.
Which is up $1,000 basically.
But that goes up every year.
Yep. Contingency still 50,000.
Yep.
Planning is
board
gone.
Yep.
CMP no spray, I'm throwing in 24,000 for lack of a better number.
You still haven't heard from them?
Nope, they're still working on it.
Okay.
So I've emailed them several times.
Yeah.
It's just, I know it's gonna go up,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't know how much, cause again, when they made the area bigger, so there's more area that they have to clear.
Yeah.
So, so for lack of a better number,
Yeah.
I put that in there, just in case.
1 year they forgot to bill us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So code enforcement by themselves is nothing.
Yep.
And then we have codes and land use.
All right, so
So
do
this
I
is
not
where-
have that? Oh, because I'm going through, I'm just staying in the order he gave me.
That's probably.
I'm at
do you have it?
recreation,
Okay.
but,
So you may not, because that's a brand new department, so we have
Okay.
nothing there.
okay, all right, so what, let me just go back to a paper I can write in. I'll go back to codes, okay, and all that. So what's the bottom number? Well,
So if I use the new numbers that we just did, and actually I have to raise, is it 7.65?
yeah, isn't it 7.6?
7.65, yep. I actually wrote it on this one. Yeah. So we have 7.65%. I just want to put the taxes in correctly. 57. All right, so bottom line is 90,978.
99,000?
90,978.
Oh, 90,978. But that's combining.
And if I combine, basically based on the previous year,
Mm-hmm.
all combined departments, that previous year was 60,612.
So it's
So it's
gonna,
roughly 30,000 above. And a lot of that's salary
I
and
don't know what
wages and
else we're
stuff.
gonna do. I mean,
Yep.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, I mean the biggest one is personal services is like 27,000.
Yeah.
So, and the rest is employee costs, which is mostly payroll taxes and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So it is what it is.
Okay.
Let's see. Budget is gone. Conservation is gone. Appeals board is gone. So then recreation.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line is 4850,
Yeah, because we included that 1,500.
and that's up by 1532.
Okay, so hers actually went up 32.
32. Yep. Transfer station. So when I look at the new number, we have a number in there of 294,975, and based on rates going up by 3.5. Go ahead.
At the transfer station, the vent pipe busted. So we'll have to have it replaced.
Where's the vent pipe?
It's for the toilet, the one that sticks up the roof.
Oh, yeah.
It comes out of the building and up the roof. The elbow, I guess it's the ice. The elbow's all busted. So
And the
we'll
2
have it
feet of
fixed.
snow probably didn't help either.
No, I just thought of
But
it.
we'll get it fixed this year in this budget.
Yeah, we have stuff in the
Well, it's
building.
next to nothing. It just
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, we have property.
they're gonna cut the elbow out and put a new one.
Yep.
okay.
But I mean, I just want you to know.
Yeah, I don't have.
Yeah.
Just curious where they're at right now. I mean, budget-wise, the transfer station's okay. I'm just looking at, so yeah, the budget was 290, and they're currently at,
Oh, are you looking at waste management costs?
they're currently at 125 through 3 months. I don't know. Sometimes it lags because we may have gotten a bill still, but so it's still not bad. So I mean, so if I go by that, if I go purely based on that, going up like 3.5%, we're probably okay with the 294,975 number that we're using. But when I go by tonnage, trying to figure out the rates, and if I do the rates that we pay by tonnage and increase those by 3.5%, and then look at what we're trending at, a better number is 310. But yet, I'm not. That may be. We may not need to go there. I don't know. I mean, last year we budgeted 272 and we only did 261.
Okay. And our number we had originally we put in was 294.
294,975. Yeah.
Do you think that would be enough?
Well,
I don't know. I don't.
I mean, because that's 3.5 above the 285. And I think the 285 is going to be enough.
We put money into paint.
Oh yeah, that's already in there.
Yeah, this is just waste management.
Yeah, the waste management part. Well,
so I'm thinking we might be able to. I think we might be able to go with that. I think we can.
Well, let's try it.
We're on trend to do that.
Well, let's try it.
And especially if we can control the demo this year, then it won't go up like it has been.
Yeah.
So I think that will help.
So you want to take that? Yeah, I don't.
So I think we'll just leave. I think we can leave it at 294,975.
Okay. That's fine.
So then that number, that bottom line is 389,633. Does that make sense?
I got 398. But this is what's on the paper. I don't know. I got 398,631 is what I have for total. Well, what do you have? But you changed the wages too. On the one on the end, did you?
So I have 72,000 for
okay,
wages.
well the one I'm looking at does so 70. Let's do that.
Yep. So 72.
Yeah.
Then 5508 for taxes.
Yeah.
750 for supplies.
Yeah.
5,000 electricity.
Yeah.
600 phone.
Yeah.
25 and 25.
Yeah.
300 for safety.
Yeah.
8,000 for outside services,
yeah.
and 294,975.
Okay, so all right. So then your number is
389,633.
No, I think that's good then. If you think we can, by the trend that we can do that, and if
I mean, and that's 6,000 above the other last year, and that's only like 1.6%.
Okay, no, I think
we can.
Let's try the lower number. I think that's good.
I think we can do that.
Okay, Paul. Okay.
Highway.
Wait, I'm not there. Okay, now I am. We're still at this number?
So highway, we're showing 727,685.
Yes.
But
did they discuss any of that?
The wages, the 45,000 has not been determined yet.
Okay, so
that's.
But anyways, that's really the only one.
That's the only thing that I know of that's contentious right now with that budget.
Okay.
We did talk about the plowing.
Yeah.
I think they feel that 220 is fine.
Yeah.
Which is certainly better than 175.
Well, you don't know. That's a number that you don't know.
Right.
You don't know. So okay. All right. Good.
So.
Oops, fire. Why is that zero? Oh, I know.
Well, that's because the old fire.
Okay.
The hydrant is gone. Annual festival is gone. EMA is gone.
Yeah. I got all these zeros, so I know
fire and EMS.
EMA. Oh, here we are. Okay.
I have a bottom line of 464,604.
Yep. What went up in that? Because I know.
So that's up about 12,000.
Yeah, but there's like 1,000 difference than what we first had 463,604, and now it's 464. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, it was radio. It was
or something.
I think it was
okay.
Radio maintenance.
But the bottom number.
Radio maintenance is it's 3,000. I think before it was 2,000.
Okay. Yeah, it was. All right. So that 464,604 is a good number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. That's 12,000 above, which is 2.8%.
Yeah.
So, a lot of that is maintenance stuff. I mean, a lot of the increases is because you've got vehicle maintenance. And stuff.
I know we have to maintain things. We can't just let things go and go and go because then it gets worse. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Library.
Yeah.
Is 18,635.
Yep.
Which is up $250.
Yep.
NIAD is 5,000.
Yep.
General assistance. I don't think anything's been decided yet on that.
But it's at 18,000.
So we were originally, we were at 18 and the budget committee had talked about 15.
Okay, but
that hasn't been resolved yet.
Okay.
Then relief.
Did we do that
We
yet?
did.
Okay, so what
So these are the numbers. York County Community Action is 4,005.
Yeah.
Caring Unlimited 1,809.
Yeah.
Southern Maine Agency on Aging 2,000.
2,000. Okay.
York County Shelter 1,500.
Yeah.
Kids Free to Grow 250.
Yeah.
Red Cross 250.
Yeah.
Veterans Cemetery 1,000.
Okay.
Life Flight 500.
Okay.
American Legion 250.
250.
North Berwick Food Pantry is 400.
Okay.
Backpack Program.
Yep.
250. Lebanon Food Pantry 400.
Oh my God! Wait, backpack. Back.
Pack.
Yeah. Okay, I know what back is. Okay, and then you said Lebanon
Food Pantry 400.
Food 400. Yeah.
And Ryan House 250.
Oh. You did this with budget committee?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. So that total ended up being, a lot of the new stuff was because we dropped out CSI.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
So the new number was 12,864, which is $100 more than last year.
Okay. Yep. Awesome. Hey, that's good. Okay.
So
good. All right.
Cemeteries.
Let me get there. Did we yeah. We didn't do CIPs yet, or
No.
Okay. Cemeteries, yep.
Was 28,500.
Yep.
Which is down 21,500 from before.
Yep. Okay, awesome.
Summer camp, nothing, because we don't do anything. And then CIPs is really all we got left, right?
Are they at the bottom? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, summer camp, what did we?
Well, we don't have to raise any money.
Oh, okay, yeah. The needy fund. Let's do this. Oh my gosh, I got all this stuff I need. Okay, so CIPs, we didn't do any. Do you have numbers for that?
Well, I do, and I don't. So what I.
I know we talked about what we were gonna do.
We had talked internally.
Yeah.
We haven't really talked a lot to the budget committee.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that have been talked about was
we did the bridge.
Right, the bridge is 40,000. So that one's done.
Yep.
That one's agreed upon.
Yeah.
Paving roads we were thinking about 170. So we did 150 last year.
Yeah.
So the question was, do we want to raise it? So, the other one was buildings, which is 10,000. So that one's kind of done, unless we need additional money to do something else.
Buildings was 10,000. I'm in the wrong budget. 40,000. That should be 10. Do you think 10's enough?
I gotta get a hold of the guy about our roof.
Yeah.
So last Saturday I had Gendra Roofing here.
Mm-hmm.
Whole section of that roof lifts up. Tar shingles.
On that end over there.
Over there. There's actually a couple shingles already missing, which is why I called him, because I could see bare plywood.
Mm-hmm.
So he put some tar, that weather spread, that big fire and ice, whatever it's called, just as a temporary fix. Didn't even charge us.
Mm-hmm.
I told him to send us a bill, but he didn't charge us. But he said it's, basically he goes, you got a lawsuit. I'd go after whoever did this roof because it wasn't done. Because also on the shingle that came off, where the nail was, it wasn't where the nail is supposed to be. It was above it, which is one of the reasons why they're starting to.
So is the wood going up too?
No.
It's the shingles?
No, it's the shingles. They're just not. Because what happens is if they're not nailed, so
Mm-hmm.
these tab shingles have little spots where they're supposed to be nailed.
Yeah.
And there's like a little soft tar sealant to help seal it as well. Well, they got nailed above that.
Sometimes the sun doesn't hit it and melt that.
Right, but
that happened to me.
But they didn't nail it there. They nailed above it. So they didn't even nail on where they're supposed to. They nailed above it, which he says any roof company on their shingles will void any warranty because it was not installed correctly.
Just the shingle part.
The shingles part, yeah,
Not the roof.
not the wood, but the
Okay.
shingles, yeah, just the shingles. So, that's what that whole stack is up there. As far as
Okay.
I can tell, it was Bob
Mhm.
that did the roof.
Mhm.
Not that he did it personally, but I mean, he was in charge of getting the roof
He
done.
was a general person, contractor.
So, and I can't see that they subcontracted it out to anybody.
Mhm.
So, so I need to find out from him.
Mhm. Okay.
Because I mean, there's this whole section that's not nailed down correctly. So, yeah,
Okay.
we need to get that fixed, and then obviously I need to then worry about the leaks inside. I mean, in the supply room on the right-hand side, the one opposite that wall right there,
Yeah.
you can start to see some mold growing already. And mold issues, you gotta, so you have to cut away that, and there's all the leaking.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that's gonna take it may not be money if we have it done under warranty, I don't know. Or it may be some legal fees to get it covered. So I don't know, right now I don't know whether we need any, so we have that, we have the floor we gotta work on Station 1. So we talked about that, but hopefully that's not gonna be too much to pour that.
Yeah.
Frank's supposed to call me.
Okay.
If you don't call me by Monday, I'm gonna call you.
Okay.
And we'll make an appointment.
Invite him down for breakfast.
Yeah.
Breakfast. Invite him down to your office for breakfast.
Oh, he's there every morning.
Oh, well, yeah.
But he
We're all
goes
set.
in before me.
You've got to get up early. All right.
So I mean, I think we have, what's the
Okay.
balance we have in this thing? I think,
Yeah, it doesn't say balance, but I know we have it on another piece of paper.
I have it on all these. Building, we're at just about 30 grand now, so another 10 would put it to 40.
Yeah.
Which, and again, we were talking about, I mean, so the building one, I mean, we were talking about the vent system possibly coming out of building. So there may be enough between their budget and what's left in building
I
to do
think
that.
we should do that if we can.
Yep. So, so that's that. I mean, the only other thought is that we put 20,000 in the building to cover that, to cover other stuff that's going to come up.
I don't know.
So that's the only.
I mean, we could do that.
Yeah. Just to cover any other, because again, I don't know what it's going to cost.
Yeah.
So that's one more.
You want to go to 20? You want to go to 20 in that? I mean, try anyway. Try it.
So then the other, as far as fire equipment, so they did 100 last year. No, I'm sorry, they did 75 last year. If we're going to try to do the ambulance out of the CIP that we have, plus surplus, then we were also trying to make them more defined. My thought was, actually, that was a different one. So my thought was if we move that to 100, we can do 50,000 in the current one, because that's what we used. The rest of that would add to the balance, and all of that would be used towards the ambulance, because we roughly have about 73 in there.
Okay, so 50
puts us at 123.
Okay.
So that would go towards the ambulance.
Okay.
So it would zero out that account.
Okay.
And then make up the difference with surplus. Another 100 or whatever that ends up, ends up being. Then put 25 in a CIP specific for an ambulance. No, I'm sorry, 25 specifically for a fire truck, 20 specifically for an ambulance, and 5 specifically for fire equipment.
Does it have to be fire equipment or
fire and rescue equipment? You can.
Okay, well that's what I'm saying. If we say fire, then it's
fire and rescue equipment.
Okay.
Yep.
Equipment.
So that way we have 3 defined CIP. So the equipment might be a Jaws of Life. The equipment might be the Scott air packs that they use. The equipment could be, could be new hoses if we need new hoses. It could be but those aren't gonna then be taken out of the fire truck CIP. That way that's defined.
I think that's a good idea to define that personally.
Right.
You know, then people know that that's going to be for equipment, that's gonna be for an ambulance, that would be for a fire truck.
So that's, so that's what I thought, that's why that 100, so that's how the 100.
How do you feel about that? Well, at least people know that much is gonna go.
I like that.
Better than the one lump, whatever.
And then, so if we do buildings.
What did you say for paving? Did we decide on that, or?
The other thing is then on the CIP for road equipment. Last year was 75.
Yeah.
I think we got about 10 left.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about wanting to buy a loader for the salt shed so it saves our backhoe. And they're buying a used loader. And they were talking about 60 grand. They thought could buy a good used loader. So 50 added to the 10 gets me to 60. I think that's enough. So the 25,000 that's left over that we didn't versus last year, I was thinking about putting that into the paving.
That's a good idea. You like that idea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then because again, I mean,
We'll find a loader this year.
After June, yeah. If it passes, yeah.
Yeah.
For the next winter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Make sure we buy it before the next winter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So those are the numbers.
So you're saying going to 50 there, and then going to.
So under fire, CIP fire, it's gonna be broken up, but that's 100,000.
Okay.
20 in buildings.
20. Okay, so I'm sorry, I obviously didn't write something down. 25,000 fire truck, 20,000 ambulance, 5,000 equipment, and I'm missing the first one you said. I guess.
And 50,000 for the existing one.
Okay, and this will obviously be for the ambulance.
That's going towards to the new ambulance. Right?
Okay, and the money we raised, the 20 isn't. That'll be for another
that's
one.
For a brand. That's starting a brand new one for a new one. That's correct.
Ambulance. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
Sense?
I knew I missed something. That's
the 50 is the general one because it's not just the ambulance; it's the general CIP. But that's what I'm saying is then we'll zero that out with the purchase of the ambulance, and then we have the 3 brand new ones. That are specific. Then 20 for buildings. 175 for paving for roads.
And we're taking 25 of that from
CIP
equipment.
highway is only at 50. That's right. The CIP highway equipment is only at 50, and then bridges is 40.
Yep.
So
now has budget committee talked about this, or we?
So the fire stuff, no.
But the rest of it, they did.
In the buildings, we have just the increase. I don't think we haven't given them the increase. I think we talked about only 10 for the buildings.
Yeah. Okay.
So the bridges, yes. The highway equipment, yes. I don't think they settled on a number, but they talked about the loader. So I think, and then they were talking about possibly trying to raise the paving, but they didn't.
No, but this is, I think, a good compromise because it's the same amount of money. You just moved it somewhere else.
Around to paving, which I think people are in favor of paving.
Yep, I think that's good.
So with all that, if I put all that in, then we're up by. So looking at everything. So far, with including the increase in the CIPs.
Yeah.
We're up by about 92,000 over almost 92.9, call it 93,000 over last year, which is about 2.9%.
More. Okay. So far. What did you talk about the road thing? Oh, we haven't got there yet. The road study, you were going to talk about that.
Right. Well, they I think they're in favor. The budget committee I think is in favor. Part of they were worried about was the enforcement.
Yeah, I get that.
So they're worried about, and actually I did some looking as far as the selectmen are allowed to tell the road commissioner what the job responsibilities are. And again, it's also you have the power of the purse. So if they do, I think a lot of them wanted the study, but if the people vote for the study, then we need to, as selectmen, we need to make sure that it's followed because and that database is kept up to date.
Mm-hmm.
So but I mean, that won't happen until the next year, because they're gonna do the study during the summer. So it won't happen until the implementation won't happen until the following year, which would be a brand new road commissioner anyways. I mean, it may not be brand new, but
it would be,
it's a brand new
after
term.
an election,
It's a brand new term.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
And I think, I mean, it's up to the select board to enforce the use of that, saying that, because this report is gonna give you is gonna tell you your highest priority roads.
Right.
Is that gonna be separate?
Yeah,
What?
That question is separate.
Yeah, that question will be separate.
Yeah, that'll be something separately they have to vote on, yeah, oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, 16,000 is the number. And it's separate. I mean, it's just, so if they vote for it, then we do it. If they don't, we don't. I mean, I think it makes sense, but it's purely up to the voters.
Right.
Because it's gonna prioritize your roads, and then but if we're gonna spend the money, then the selectmen have to enforce it, which means that if he's gonna wanna do this road, and this road, they better be on the top priority roads. If they're not, then the selectmen need to be willing to say, we're not gonna pay for you to do that road.
Right, yeah,
I mean, they have to be willing to go there.
right,
Are we voting on this?
yeah.
What?
3 of us?
Not yet.
Oh, whether to put it on there? Or, well, I mean, the thing is I think if the budget committee, if a majority of the budget committee are in favor of it and want to put it on there, I think it's worth throwing it out to the people and let them vote.
I do, I truly believe that, it's up to them to decide if they wanna do this. We can put it there and let them, you wanna do it or don't you? That's their decision. If they don't wanna do it, then they say no. And I think they should have the right to do that. That's what I think.
Because I know a lot of people want a plan, a 5-year plan, a long-term plan for the roads here.
Yeah.
And to get the roads fixed.
Yeah.
But what happens is it ends up being who you know, or I know people on this road, or this road hasn't been done there's no, and all part of it is also this road is so bad that we do this road, but we don't talk about the roads that need to be maintained.
Yeah.
So that's partly what this does. Is this says you need to fill the cracks on this road if you want to save this road
before it gets to.
Otherwise, it's going to go to crap.
Yeah.
But the other report may say, but this road don't put any more money into this road. It's already beyond repair. Put it on your list of whenever you can get to it. So that's what this inventory list, this thing does. Mm-hmm. But some of these good roads that we pay some good money on, we need to be filling the cracks, because around here, the moisture gets in there.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
And it tears them up.
Well, we're working backwards, right?
Well, it's always, we have so much to do, it's always whatever the worst one is.
July 1st, he's gonna look out for winter, right? We get the new money, July 1st.
Yep.
He's got to be careful. Winter's ahead of summer.
Well, no.
No, summer's ahead of winter.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but he can't spend that much money in the summer because he's got to worry about winter.
No, I don't agree with that. Because we have allotted amount of money for plowing, sanding. He should not be touching that until it's plowing, sanding time, right? That's how I kind of feel about that.
Well, there's a question about whether we separate. There's a question also about whether we separate them out again. I don't know. I wasn't part, or at least if I was part, I don't remember the discussion, because we used to have it summer roads and winter roads.
Well, and I remember the discussion, obviously.
Smith's the one that changed it.
Well, the problem was that if you didn't spend it all, he couldn't roll it and use it for summer. Say we had a light winter, and if it said, I'll go $100,000, $100,000 for winter, and say he had 20 left, that would go back. You know what I mean? I think the combination part was so that he could use and whatever wasn't spent for the other department. And I think mostly it was because of summer or winter, if we had a leftover or something. But once they were separated like that, then you couldn't grab from the other. If you needed it, you couldn't. And I think that's why, I believe that. I remember the conversation, and I think that's why they did that, because I believe we checked with MMA, and it was like, if winter says 400,000 and in summer says 500,000, and you vote on it that way, then that's the way it is. So I believe that was kind of the conversation and why we did that.
No, it gives you more flexibility.
It does.
I know.
But if something isn't used, you know.
My point is that he should be planning for the summer, starting July 1.
Yeah.
To use the budget that's planned for summer.
Absolutely.
He shouldn't be saving that for winter.
No.
If we're budgeting correctly.
Absolutely.
The winter budget, we have line items, we have plowing, we have sanding, we have salt. Yeah. That should be budgeted correctly. And if we go over, then yes, if he didn't use all the summer, we can touch that. Yeah. But if he used it all, then we go to contingency.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I know that was the
I mean, he shouldn't go over summer and dip into winter, obviously.
No.
You know, that's like a cardinal sin. But he shouldn't have to save.
I agree.
He should be, and that's partly the CIP paving account.
That's why we did that.
He can't use that for winter anyways.
Yeah. And he can carry that over. Not that, why would you ever have extra?
So, I mean, I just,
but.
So yeah, I just, so we'll see. I mean, so I think they're leaning towards putting that on the ballot. Okay. I mean, so I think some of them wanted to see what Tommy thought, about it. And I basically said, I can't speak for him. I said, all I can kind of say is he wasn't in favor of it, but he wasn't against it. He was kind of indifferent towards it, which is, I think was fair.
Well, yeah.
And again, it's just, I mean, he's road commissioner, so, you know, a lot of times road commissioners don't like being told they got to do this road, this road, this road. So
I think, and I don't think people are against him deciding that. I think a lot of people would just like to know what the plan is.
Right.
You know, like whoever takes the roads and grades them or looks at them.
Well, and if he can be part of that, if he can also help with these engineers, that was the other part. If he can actually go out with some of these engineers.
Absolutely.
So more information can be put into this database. This database is ours. So even though they do the report and they fill it all out, we still have the database that we get to use year after year after year. So, you know, it can be to our benefit. So.
Well, that's how I feel about that.
So I'm thinking that's going to get added. Comprehensive plan, 8,000. I think that's probably going to get added. I don't know whether they're going to vote favor of it or not. I mean, that's.
We got to do something. We got to do something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of what other money ones we had out there.
The hydrant got added to the fire department, right? Okay. Yep. I'm just throwing these away that have nothing on them, so I don't get all discombobulated.
Yep. So I think those are the only two. So let me just go to. Going back to her, the old town hall, I haven't heard from Nancy if she's got a number for that. So that's the only other possibility.
And we need a plan there.
Well, again, yeah, I don't know whether she needs to have a little bit of money to form a plan, and then we.
Yeah.
I mean, that hopefully it's not a lot of money because that money may go to waste if nobody wants to vote for it. But we have to. Yeah. I think we have to have a plan.
I agree.
Otherwise, I don't think anybody's going to vote for any money.
No, because we've kind of gone through this already, and people were not happy that one turned into two, turned into whatever.
So I think that's all I had. I pulled out the latest code enforcement study, 16 and 17.
Oh, good.
So I was prepared for. Yeah, so Elliott, 61,000.
For what? Code enforcement? Yep. Yeah, it's probably more than that.
Yeah, that was in 16.
Yeah, it's probably a little.
They didn't report. They didn't report for 17.
No.
And they're about our size town.
Yep.
A little bit bigger.
Yep.
Herman, 61, Poland, 56, New Gloucester, 58. So there's a lot of that are in the high 50s.
Yeah.
The problem is that's great, but, we're trying to steal somebody that's in the high 50s. So.
No, I agree.
So it's kind of hard to, and he's got a lot of experience, so he's not brand new. Bar Harbor, 61, Bridgeton, 55.
And a lot of them have a lot of shoreland business, and so do we actually,
Winthrop's 50 grand. Belfast is, but you also don't know how much of this they also have staff.
Yeah.
So here, North Berwick,
Yeah.
their population is only 4,600 people.
Yeah.
This is on the 17th.
Yeah.
And they're paying 64,000.
Yeah. And I think they had to go there because they couldn't get anybody.
Right.
So they had to up it. Yeah.
Exactly. So, Lyman is 57, and I've heard good things about her, but again.
And Lyman, how big are they?
4,400.
Yeah,
about the same size, a little bit.
And then they don't have any water or anything, I don't think, or anything like that. I mean, we have
but
a
she's
lot.
she's very good and she's experienced.
Yeah.
I got her name as another reference, and
Yeah.
but if I'm going to go out, I got to offer them more. She's not going to leave.
No,
And again, Lebanon, it's one thing if Lebanon was nice and stable
but
and had all this, it would be a totally different story.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get there. But that's the, so that's that. I had done based on this thing, so 49,000, so just about 50,000 increases the mill rate by 10 cents.
Okay.
Based on the fiscal year. So in other words, everything else will stay the same,
And
valuation stays the same, everything stays the same.
But that doesn't include the school.
That just does not.
And we can't, I think we have to, a lot of towns, this is the municipal part, this is whatever, but we can't, I don't think we can regulate things, which we did for a lot of years, say, we can't go up because of the school, but then we get in a position where we got stuff falling apart because we can't fix it, so.
So, and that's, valuations may go up a hair. Just because things do go up. Prices go up.
We got some new stuff.
Yep.
Do we have?
Plus you have new buildings that are coming online. All that is more valuation for the town.
Yeah.
So this is assuming everything stays exactly the same.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So it's not. I think we can still stay in the 15s, which is what my goal is, hopefully.
So for budget committee this week, what is on there?
So this week was everything we didn't get to last week. So it's the ambulance because we didn't do the ambulance.
Okay, so this is really kind of finishing up before.
So this is finishing up.
So we have to make sure maybe on Thursday that we go through what other referendums or anything else.
So that was my point was to her, as I said, this coming week for Wednesday was to finish up all the budgets. Then the following Wednesday was the vote.
Yeah.
Do we vote the same time as the budget committee?
Sure.
I don't see why we can't.
Sure.
Do you care? I don't care.
Whatever.
Well, I don't.
Because that puts us. That's the 28th.
Yeah.
We have plenty of time. I've been in my head. I was saying the end of March.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Yes. Careful.
So then we can look at anything, make sure that we've got everything with
the
money items.
The non-money ones we still have.
Yeah,
we got whatever.
Yeah,
we have
but we gotta figure that out too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We don't want to wait till last minute on
No,
those either.
no. And like I said, when Jenny did that, we kind of went through and were kind of wiping things off. And
I don't know.
And if we have up to date figures, I had to kind of change.
We had a bunch of these. Are these?
Yeah. So
is this for all of us? Oh, maybe that's why she.
What it was is I said, well, we're not voting on that, so take it out. But I don't know that something else we might put there. And then numbers that we kind of knew I had her put in, so we kind of will go through that and just figure out.
Right. So
we'll
have a referendum for a year's contract. So do you guys have an idea how many you want to go for? Up to 6 years? I don't think we have to go past 6, but we want to. Right now it's 3. And I think we have seen some contracts that are 6 years. I mean, there's certainly some that are 4.
What's the?
Well, I mean, it's even with it, like the nose spray is 4 years.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, because every other year.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you do 3 years, how do you?
You want to change it?
Well, no, they, and I'm not exactly sure who, they changed or they put in a referendum to limit the selectmen to be only able to enter into contracts that are 3 years or less.
Yeah.
And the problem is that I don't know what the rationale was, and I'm not going to go there.
Well, we don't
I've heard
know.
things,
Yeah,
but
we don't know. So
the point is it limits you. Is if you want to lock in a price,
You can't.
I can't.
yeah.
If I wanted to lock in the price for salt for 10 years, why wouldn't I do that? I mean, because chances are it's going to go up in price.
Is that an option?
No, I'm just saying. But I'm just saying.
I'm just curious.
I just use that as an example.
No, but
why wouldn't
well,
you?
and sometimes with our mowing things, our
Right.
mowing people, sometime if you get a good price, you might want to lock that in.
I mean, if you can lock it in for a longer period of time. But the other thing is same contract is the same thing as, let's say we need a fire truck. That means we can't finance it for any longer than 3 years.
That could be pricey.
Yeah, damn straight it could be pricey. So I mean, not that we're planning on doing that. I'm just saying, but only limiting it to 3 years or less really limits the selectmen on potentially locking in good benefits for.
Right.
You know, the same thing with waste management. That's a long-term contract. And again, a lot of companies are going to give you, if they have to be short, they're not, because of the uncertainty, they're not going to give you as good a price because they're looking for stability too.
Yeah.
If they can count on revenues of X.
Okay, so waste management, that's a...
Waste management, I think it was like a 5-year contract.
Yeah.
Which they signed. But yet it was... Yeah. So I mean, they shouldn't have because it was like they did it after the 3-year contract.
Yeah. So no, I
just.
What's the right number? Do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I think 6 is plenty. But do we? It could be 5. I mean, I don't think 4 makes sense. I mean.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
What do you think? You got thoughts?
I'd go with 6 or 7.
You okay with 6?
Yeah, I don't think we should push it too far. I think maybe 6 would be a good one. You know what I'm saying? Let's try 6.
Yep.
They say no, we're at 3, but you know.
And then we have a community forest.
Oh yeah, is that written? Is that written the way it needs to be written?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So that's that.
New bridge.
That was already done.
Yeah, didn't we already write
that? Was already done.
Okay.
Yep.
She's probably just got that all in.
That was just in here. We have the solid waste disposal, which I've made some changes.
Okay.
I can do that next week. I don't have to do that today.
Okay.
That was the current. I had some. Oops, that's the old one here. These are all the old. This is last time.
Oh, okay.
But I did have some changes for this.
Yeah.
For the pricing. It's getting dark and light.
I'm like, what the heck? It's the sun. Like, what the heck is that?
Who's turning off the lights?
Yeah.
So it's just the cost per square foot because we just use a blanket cost of 40 cents a square foot for everything, whether it be a shed, a house, whatever. And I want to change it so sheds, barns, that kind of stuff, garages are 20 cents a square foot. Brand new homes are 50 cents. So
what is it right currently?
40 currently for everything.
Well, that doesn't make sense to me.
No,
To me, it doesn't.
No,
I don't know.
No, it doesn't. And a lot of towns don't.
Okay.
A lot of towns, some towns would break it up versus livable space versus unlivable space. So a garage you don't live in, so that's cheaper. A shed you don't live in, that's cheaper. A house you live in.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. So I wanted, that I need to change.
If we just get the sheds that we don't tax now, it'll be quite a bit.
Yeah, but we're not doing. We can't do that yet.
So that's all that was in here.
That's a lot of work. We can't. You know.
But we can get. We have the food sovereignty ordinance again. Yes, that's not money. So that's we're still that's.
So maybe Thursday we could work more on this stuff. Yeah. Kind of go through and make sure that after Wednesday, obviously, hopefully, we have firmer numbers so that what I had her do is put numbers I knew about in there. And then, kind of look at it. So it would help her that she'd already kind of be there and we just had to. So that's it. We can look through that about what we want to cross off and whatever. So, yeah. I think that's good. Yep. Okay, anything else?
I think we're getting close.
Anything else? So Monday, that meeting's at 6:30, yeah, I'll have to go right from work to get there, I won't be able to.
I'll pick you up at 6 o'clock.
Here? Okay. Where's my house?
It's your house.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way I can get here and whatever, but I'll go right from work.
We'll save you a seat.
I would.
In the corner.
I'm sure.
You save too.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have our own seats somewhere. Yeah, so I should, 5:30, yeah, I might be there at 6 anyway, but believe me, if you guys aren't there, I'll wait. Sorry. Or I'll go inside in my corner, yeah. No, okay, that's good.
This is at the library? Where's the library?
At the high school. You go in the front door and it's right to the left. It's the Paul, it's right there. It's right, you go in the foyer and I think
on the same side of where the auditorium is?
No, it's the opposite side. So you go in the front door, you know, the entrance to the high school. Yeah, you gotta walk in the front and it's right there to the left.
To the left. Oh, to the right is where the auditorium is.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And it's the Paul Johnson Library. It's right there. So okay. Public input?
I wish he was here.
I do too.
We wouldn't have this.
We wouldn't.
Any public input? I got a long thing I want to read, but I think I'm safe with you if you have any public comments or input.
3 questions.
Okay.
Good.
The shoreline zoning ordinance is on the ballot.
It will be once
Yeah.
once your public hearing is done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, but we
yeah,
could.
that's not in here.
No, but we need that. You're right. We do need that because we have to word it a certain way or something. So we'll write that down. I'm glad you said that because I know you were doing that.
You have the wording.
I presented one to you. The wording to you already. That's why I was asking.
I don't know what I did with it.
But can you just present it again? Can you just?
Did you email it to me? Do you remember?
I'm not sure. I think Ben handed it to you.
Okay, so yeah, but we got a paper saying that, so we'll get that. Good thing you said that because I know that's happening. But
No, I just wanted.
Yeah.
Nope. That's why I just put a piece of paper so I have that. All right.
Second thing is the difference in the cemeteries. You cut out 21,000. I was just curious.
We're not using it. I mean, it's just
yeah, I know we did talk about that, didn't we?
Let's go back to partly there was some thoughts about legal expenses were partly in there, I think, because when they took over but basically they had last year they budgeted $49,000, $32,000 for like general services, and then $17,000 for Prospect Hill. Well, we're getting Prospect Hill done for like $2,500. Is the bid that we got. I mean,
which is great.
So, and we're not spending the $32,000. We only spent in 2017. We only spent 12. So out of 30. So yeah, it was just way over budgeted. So.
And I think it was because they didn't know. You know, it was kind of we don't know what's gonna.
So happen. I think some of it they thought maybe if they needed to use it for legal services, but it's not. There's really nothing. When it comes to cemeteries, it's a bigger thing that at some point we're gonna have to spend some legal money to figure that out. But it's Prospect Hill is not. I think Prospect Hill has to be part of the bigger picture about all the cemeteries in town and putting a board of trustees together. It's just a so that's kind of a bigger project that I have on my plate, but I gotta have the time to work that through, and there'll be some legal challenges, legal costs to try to draw up the right stuff. I mean, you gotta get trustees, you gotta get, bylaws, all that stuff put together before you, because again, we have plots over there people could ask to be buried in. So how do you manage that? And we have Forest Grove that's done, we don't do, somebody else does, but they actually would love to give that up.
Yes.
Are you part of that?
I'm part of that.
Right, so you know what I'm talking about. So it's
and you all do such a great job. We wish you would take this one too.
Well, the thing is that
nobody wants to fill that position. That's the problem.
Right,
and so you see a problem coming down the road real fast.
And the thing is that you guys aren't going to give it to a town that does nothing, that has no structure in place, because you don't. I mean,
that's an active cemetery.
Right. So that's why we need a bigger picture for everything. I mean, and why not lump even all the small ones all into that same for the care and benefit, all that. So, that's just a big project that, is on my plate to do, but it's, so. So right now, that's why we dropped it down. I mean, down the road, we may bump it up for legal costs or whatever, or if we have legal money left over to do that, we might be able to use existing legal funds if we get there, but we're not spending it, so I'll just drop it, so that was that.
No,
That was two.
It was just a drastic change, that's why
Yeah.
I was curious.
Yep.
Thirdly was when the legal staff was here, we were talking about the subdivision with the 2 additional lots.
Yes.
And I never did get back to you to decide which direction we was going to go with that.
Did they need some more information though?
They were talking about that title paper, but that title paper has already been returned. So that's behind us now.
What do you mean the title paper's already been
That somebody signed, right? Is that what you were talking about? What, I don't know. It was you, I believe, right?
Yeah, it wasn't me, yes.
Yeah.
It was the title company had requested information from the town stating that property existed and everything was free and clear and there was no.
And we had already signed off on that, is what you're saying?
It got signed off and sent back.
Even though we probably shouldn't have.
Well,
based on what
from-
the attorney,
from
based on
legal
what
point of view, we should have sent in the estate, subdivision estate, I think.
Yep.
So I re-looked at the subdivision of the first lot that they questioned whether or not they could actually divide it the way they did. And
Yeah.
it is covered in subdivision laws that they can do what they did.
Yep.
On that part, so. I do not see any other recourse right now.
Yeah, I don't, that's what I'm afraid of too.
I didn't want to think you wanted to spend any more legal fees in that area, so that's why I'm coming here, because I just didn't.
No, I mean, it's, sometimes you have to pick and choose your battles as well as the battles that you think you can win. And I don't know, this is really kind of vague in a lot of ways.
And they felt that way too.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
Yeah, so it's not, in the grand scheme of things, as far as building without permits and shoreline stuff, there's bigger violations that are more, I think that are more pressing, for those dollars, if you want to call it that way.
Not that we
You
don't
know,
think
No,
that was right.
I mean,
we,
I agree with
you know what I mean? But
because the only real issue is that there's not a sprinkler system in the house, correct? That's probably one of the biggest.
Well,
That's one of the bigger issues, correct?
Right, and the rest of it is, as they stated, it was development itself has got to fight their own battles when it comes to the roadway and whatever.
Right.
which is unfortunate, you
Right.
know, but I
Yeah, and so I mean, and there's plenty of houses that are built without sprinklers. So I mean, you can't say
Right.
you can't say it's a. You can't say it's a safety issue for residents because there's tons of houses that are built.
well, no, but I mean that's the requirements in the subdivision.
Right.
But I guess that is. Is it in the subdivision or isn't it? So it's
We have to look at this one as basically it's not part of, even though they're advertising it that way.
yeah, that's true.
It's not stated where it matters.
Well, and again, it could be civil because if somebody buys it thinking that it is, and now it's not, they have a civil suit that they could take up if they were expecting certain benefits, but from being part of the subdivision that they don't get. So that's a civil, versus us.
Maybe we need to, when we relook at the subdivision ordinance, bear this in mind. And
Well, that's
clear it up.
well, yeah, and that again is something that.
A subdivision though, you guys can do that, right? That's not a town thing. Is that the one that the town doesn't vote on? Isn't that what? Is that one?
If we change it, we could have shot at it, I believe.
They can do minor, from what I was told, they can do minor
'cause it's in
typographical
some,
things,
I know
but
it's
they
in
can't.
one of the books I saw.
They
So
can't do major changes.
yeah,
But quite frankly, if the town votes on it, I think it carries more weight
yeah,
than
I
if it's a
don't-
regulation
yeah.
that the town doesn't vote on it. But and actually, I was just having a conversation with a code enforcement officer yesterday. He was asking about, if the town has anything for businesses coming before the planning board. And we really don't. We don't. So I
That's
mean,
an area we have not got into.
That quite frankly,
As a town,
we probably should. Not that you can locate, zoning is locating businesses only in certain areas, so I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about if I want to build a business, in town somewhere, it needs to be done, and depending on what the business is, you gotta have enough parking, you gotta have, all of those things that you need for a business. So, that might be something that we look into. It puts a little bit more on the planning board, but, otherwise that way you get, at least some sort of
Input.
input and consistency in the businesses that you're bringing into town as far as how things are set up and.
But is a business, doesn't the state get more involved in parts of it or?
Not necessarily. I mean, if the business is probably, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if the business is on 202, then the DOT, because that's a state road, that they may.
But I mean, like the building.
That's one leg of it. Yeah.
Right.
But like the building and stuff, like I know, does it go by footage or is that just with the fire marshal? Maybe I'm getting mixed up that the fire marshal.
That may be a fire marshal. There's a commercial building.
Okay,
code.
That's what it is. Commercial.
There's a commercial building code that they have to.
Yeah.
So like Dollar General.
Yes, that's what I'm.
They had to. That building had to be built by the commercial building code.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's just building
that's
code.
What I was thinking of.
They didn't have to come before the planning board.
No.
Correct.
No, the crossing has only because they were touching into the shoreline zoning.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the only reason we had a chance to
Yeah.
see
Right.
what's going on.
They had to do DOT because they go out on
Yeah.
so they had to worry about the traffic flow, and I'm sure Dollar General probably did as well.
We didn't see any of it.
But nothing came to us.
No.
And so, where is it located? I mean, does it have, the lighting? I mean, there's all sorts of things that towns can do for businesses. So, I mean, that's down the road, it's not right away, but that's, certainly something to.
That could be a winter project.
This last winter was very busy for the planning.
Yeah, I know.
Surprising.
Have you guys, and I don't know if you have thought of this, thought about looking into another growth permit ordinance?
We wrote one back.
Yeah.
About 6-7 years ago.
Was it? Because I know the other one expired, and I can't remember how many years ago. And I do remember the planning board, and I know it was probably a lot of different people. I'm not sure, but had talked about that. But have you thought about looking at and revisiting that? And
Well, we wrote it then, and we were turned down because we don't have a comprehensive plan. State law requires us to have a plan.
before we can do a growth thing? Because we had one.
Even though we had them before and it was fine.
Yeah.
But this time around.
We went to renew it, and they said no, couldn't do it.
Who's they? Board of
The
Selectmen?
state.
Oh, the state did?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because the new ordinance or guideline or whatever you want to call it, they have up there.
Oh.
Clearly states you have to have
Because
a plan in place.
Because when we had it before, I don't think we ever fulfilled the requirements when we had one in effect, whether we should have or shouldn't have. But we had a comprehensive plan. I don't know what year the oldest one is, but we didn't really. I remember because we didn't really fulfill it. Like we had so many things and we never had people waiting or stuff. So I just, there was some mention about our growth or whatever.
Okay.
Something like that. So I just didn't know if you guys. So that's the issue.
So there was a change in the state law that then prevented us from doing it without a comprehensive plan. Okay.
That's back when they were probably really pushing the comprehensive plans. They tied them together or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Right.
The
So
comprehensive.
I think it expired in 2014. I think it's when it sunsetted. The growth ordinance.
I don't know. It wasn't.
I have a copy of it. I don't have it with me.
Oh, you do? Yeah, that would be. That would be good to look at because I thought it was before that. It wasn't. No, I don't think it was because I believe Brian was here when we were talking about it because him and I talked about it. Brian Paul, so he would have been here then. So you're probably right. Chip says I'm right. I'm always right. No, he isn't.
I mean, I have it in this little.
Do you think you?
It does go backwards.
Okay, so you do have a copy of that though somewhere, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. You don't have to look for it now.
Plan growth ordinance.
Okay.
And
It's just, but if we,
So, a test true copy by Laura Bragg,
well, yeah, I know, I was here.
passed in June of 2004.
Okay,
10 years is 14.
yeah, and it was for 10 years, yeah, you're right, because I
Ordinance shall
remember,
automatically terminate on the 10th anniversary.
yeah, I remember because Brian and I talked about it and he was here, and I believe yeah, Paul's right, because I believe we did talk about it, because we said it's gone.
Actually, the effective date shall be January 1, 2005.
Yeah, I do remember, because it was Brian that was here, because we talked about it, and you're right, I think it was Roxanne and whatever, and they had the conversation, and, yeah, so.
We put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, well, that's what happened when they worked so hard on the comprehensive plan, and then the town said no.
Yep.
I mean, that's a lot of work to, and it's just like, how do you get people to understand that it is so important, and then, because that's not something you can work on and get done in 2 months or 3 months. Lots of times it's a year. So,
They didn't know how to sell it. That's the whole thing.
That you're right. I mean, and we don't know. Should you sell it in pieces? I mean, is that the best way? I don't know, because we had that conversation when we started it again. So I don't know. But anyway,
I have to admit, years ago I was against it because I didn't understand.
Well, I hear you absolutely.
Now I see.
Education and communication are the two of the biggest things that assist.
Yeah. So we just have to. Can't worry about that. We got to go forward and just try to do the best we can to understand. So, okay.
I voted for it. My wife voted against it.
I supported it.
Me too. But my wife was listening to Paul Boucher.
Oh. Blame him.
No,
Right?
I'll give him credit.
Yeah, I know.
He done a hell of a job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was a good guy in his convictions, and yeah.
All right. Any other questions, sir? You sure? Okay.
All right. Thanks.
You can have more if you want.
Is that it? We good?
I got anything? You got anything else, Paul?
No. Okay, it's your turn, Paul.
You got it.
So Monday at 6:30, and then.
Yeah, Monday at 6:30.
Let me look
Pick you up at 6 o'clock.
One sec here. Actually, I do have a. Right.
Yes, we're here.
What is that? Did I not put that on here yet? Yeah, the Mighty Joe hearing got moved to April 5th.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew about that.
I think didn't we get? Oh, you didn't know if it was going to be moved.
I was heard, so that's why I didn't go there, but I heard it. But they had to vote on it. So that's why they couldn't cancel the meeting. They had to actually vote on it. But there's also. I thought I had it on here, and I got to check. I have I'll have to look at my email before I leave. Don't see it. Now, I have a meeting coming up on a Monday arbitration hearing with the insurance company that's handling the case.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So, that's over at Drummond Woodsum, and they wanted me to be there because if they make an agreement, the town has to sign off on it.
We don't have a choice.
Even though we're not, well, we have a choice.
Okay.
But if we don't sign, then there's certain, then basically, if it then goes to court, we're then liable for the money.
Okay.
So if we lose.
Okay.
So basically, even though we don't have to pay it out, we still have to approve the payout.
Okay.
If there's a payout, if there's an agreement. So he wanted me there to make sure, be a lot easier, because then I'd have to come back to you guys. I mean, I can't make the decision, but
I
can kind of tell you what happened.
When is that? You don't know.
I don't have it on that schedule. I got it in an email. I didn't put it on that schedule yet, but it's like a Monday morning at I want to say it's a Monday morning at 8. It might even be this coming Monday. I have to check.
No, that's fine. But
and it's up in Portland.
And you'll let us know.
Yeah, and I'm up there. It's actually, believe it or not, it's with Drummond Woodsum.
Okay.
So they're there, and I'm like, that was the first time I'm like, oh, is this a conflict? And it's actually not. They already disclosed that there are attorneys and everything else.
No, that's fine. Okay. Yeah.
So, but that's coming up.
Awesome.
And I'll let you know how that plays out.
So will you have to make a decision that day?
No.
Yeah, you're just kinda.
I'm there so I can come back to you guys
Okay,
to say, hey, this is what happened, and they want to settle on X amount, and that's what they agreed to, and we need to sign off on it.
okay.
And again, and
Now, our attorney is there too, someone
so
representing
no,
us?
the insurance's attorney, John Wall, who was here,
Oh,
the guy who's the attorney that came down here
Yeah.
to get the information.
Yeah.
So he's the one who's going to be there.
Okay,
So he basically represents us.
Yeah.
But he's
Oh, that's the one that Friday.
okay,
Yep.
yeah, all right.
Yep. So, it is. Again, I don't think the insurance company is willing to give a whole lot, but again, a lot of stuff with the case, people are gone. It's just to them it may be, there's always risk. Insurance companies are purely about risk.
Yep.
It's just it's nothing. There's no emotions. There's no.
Yeah.
It's purely risk, and it's purely money and risk, and how much do we risk, and if we pay this, we get rid of this risk, and that's worth it to us.
Okay.
So, as the other guy just has to figure out what's the magic number for the insurance company, and is it enough for him to sign off? So
that'd be wonderful.
So
we could start fresh.
So that's that. Like I said, it's coming up. I gotta look at the emails and make sure I put it on my calendar so I don't forget it. I think that's all I got.
Okay. You can try it again.
All right. I'll entertain a motion.
You got it.
All those in favor? All right.
I just gotta run. Oh, it's cold out there today.